Okay people, it's John the pool expert here. It's getting that time of year where summer's coming up and you need to clean your cartridge filter, and it's probably pretty nasty. So I'm just going to give you an example of this clean and clear cartridge filter. It's a Pentair product now. It used to be Purex Triton. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take it apart and I'm going to show you how to clean it. So first of all, we have to find out what size nut we have to pull off. And pretty much every cartridge filter is going to have that. So this particular one is a 7/8 socket, and all you have to do is get a wrench or some kind of a ratchet, and then you're gonna put it on there, and then we're just gonna twist it off. It's a lot of threads, so be prepared to take a minute to get that off. Okay, now that that's off, next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to loosen the lid on the filter pump. And what that's going to do is that's going to let all the water out of the filter. And also another thing you can do is, if there's a valve, you can open it, and also you can open up the valve on the top of the filter. We want that water to be below the top of the lid, because otherwise if you get it off, it's going to be wet. Then we want to take this band completely off. It just pretty much fall off. And then we're going to just lift it up, lift the lid up, set it over to the side, and then there are our cartridges. There's a piece on the top. You want to, depending on the cartridge filter, there's always some sort of a manifold that sits on the top. And you want to pull that off. So sorry about all the jostling. And then simply pull it out and hose it off. Now you don't want to pressure wash it or anything like that. You just want to use a hose with a good attachment on the end of it. And you simply want to spray it off. You can just watch it get clean. You're going to want to do that to all the cartridges real thoroughly. And take your time. It might take you 20-30 minutes to get nice and white. Okay, so I've got it all cleaned out. We've got our filters cleaned, hosed out really good. Looking good. Just hose it down really good, and just got them all cleaned up. And then I've cleaned out the inside of our filter. The casing of the filter. It's all cleaned out. Took out all the trash. I'm setting the bottom manifold back in here. It just seats in there just like that. And then I'm going to take my cartridges and I will set them on top of the manifold. Okay, so I'm going to set all these cartridges on top of the manifold. Alright, so now I've got all the cartridges are in. Got the top manifold on. Everything just sits in there nicely. Now it's really important that you clean around the rim off really good, because you get sediment built up right there. So it's really important to get that cleaned up. And then also clean off the O-ring. Alright, so we got the O-ring gasket in place. It's all wiped off as good as possible. I know it's a little older filter, so it's not going to be perfect, but you want to get it the best seal that you can get. The next step is we're just going to put the top back on. Now when we get the top back on, We just set the band on there. The good thing is you can adjust the top any direction that's convenient for you, and same with the band. And so once you figure out the best place to put it, you're just gonna tighten this up, and then you're gonna use your wrench, and you'll notice there's gaps in the spring. You can focus in on that a little bit, but there's gaps in the spring, and what you want to do is you want to completely collapse that spring, and that's usually when you know it's tight. Also, you're going to want to tap it in around the edges, you know, just to maybe even a mallet, a rubber mallet would be all right to tap it around the edges. And once you do that, tighten it up real tight, and then that's all there is to it. Make sure you fire it up and make sure there's no leaks, but other than that, that's all you got to do to clean your cartridge filter. Thanks so much for watching. I will be probably putting up some more cartridge filters, some different brands, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks.